My name is Brian Nani. I am the team coordinator for Fundare, which is the name of our group and our app. It is Latin for found or find, which is our project, which is how do you find your car in a parking lot or a parking deck. So if you're looking for your car, can't find it, we're here to solve your problem. So my task was task 0, task 1, task 2, and task 9. Task 0 is letting Dr. Musa know that I am the team coordinator for this task. Task 2 is team capabilities, so we got all of our Google sheet, and now we know what each of us can do. So some of us know Java, some of us know HTML and front-end technologies. I don't think anyone knows PHP, but that's okay, because we are go-getters and we will learn. And task 2 is planning and scheduling, which was probably the most challenging thing thus far, which we've only been a week into this project, so challenges were few and far between for me. However, I will get into that later. At this moment, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Abram and let him talk about himself. Abram, would you like to go ahead?
Hey, my name is Abram Tajani. I'm the group member for Team Fundare. And my task in this group assignment was task 4, summarize the teamwork basics and thing I learned from this group assignment is how to work with people together and to have experience for the future. So I'm gonna pass it to Wendell.
I'm Wendell, aka Jason. I'm studying computer science at GSU. Expect to graduate in December of 2019. My task for this assignment was to describe our product and also describe like the problems that our product will solve, and to show that our product is buildable. What I expect to learn from this project is teamwork strategy, also more about better outlining user requirements such as system requirements, organizational requirements, and external requirements.
Great.
Oh, hi, I'm Hyun Ju. I'm a computational neuroscientist who's trying to get a computer science degree, master degree here. So my task for this assignment is task 8. I'm going to write up a report for this assignment. What I learned from this assignment is that teamwork is not easy. It's quite hard, and it's quite challenging for me because this is my first time to work in such a large group. We have 6 people here. But I do have good experience. I find all of my group members, they respond to me on Slack very efficiently, very quickly. So I think this will be a wonderful teamwork experience for me, and I definitely will benefit from this experience in my future work.
I'm Jay. I'm also a computer science major here at the section at last class, and I'm done. My responsibility was actually task 3, which is creating the slide in the GitHub. The Slack is actually very important because it's the way we all collaborate together. We actually even use Slack at work. I actually do a different CR right now, and we use this a lot just to see what we're at, progress, and stuff like that. GitHub is actually very important too because that GitHub, even for anyone who wants to work in this, you should have a good GitHub because it shows what projects you've done, how you work, and stuff like that, and what languages you know. Most people even have a GitHub link on their resume, which is pretty big. The thing about GitHub, I didn't know was like it helps you build a project, the to-do, finish, and in progress tabs. I didn't know it was that intuitive, which is great, which I'll probably be using a lot in the future.
Hi, my name is Gina Papachin, and I'm also a computer science major with a software systems concentration. The task that I worked on was primarily task 7, which was to identify system requirements and to describe the system's architecture using the context model in order to identify the components and the modules that will interact together.
Awesome. So that is our group, and I forgot to mention I'm also a computer science major. I just went straight into it, but looking back at what I learned thus far, so my first thing was management of people, managing schedules, managing time. That was probably the biggest challenge thus far, and I would wrap that into the best and worst experience. So all of them kind of circle around working with a team, and not to say my team is bad, because these guys are awesome and they've all been really responsive. Like we had said, everybody's really responsive on Slack. Everybody's really focused on the goal, wanting to do a good job, wanting to do a good project. However, just the general anxiety around trying to manage people, manage our schedules, if people aren't available here, there, that's a challenging experience. Having worked in the real world, having been on small projects with a team and leading a team, I've felt some of that responsibility in a leadership position, but never to the extent of being the, I guess, named leader for a specific project for a certain period of time. So that's the first thing I learned. Next, after doing some in-depth research, or light research rather, about the product, I learned that there's a lot of apps on the market that already do this. And so I think not to reinvent the wheel would be the smartest thing to do. That's an insight I kind of came to, that we should probably look at what other people are doing, try and mock that to some degree. That way we can keep it cheap, efficient, and scalable eventually if we can get it to market. And then finally, I definitely learned that GPS alone is not going to be the most effective solution. We're going to have to use a combination of things. Jay did have a great idea about using elevation, so I think that's a new kind of piece of information that I just learned that I think will make GPS even more effective. But we're definitely going to have to use something along the lines of AR along with that GPS information. We explored beacons and Bluetooth at a high level, but not sure if we're actually going to go that route. But I think, so to summarize, I've learned a lot about management of people and a lot about the technology, so I'm really looking forward to figuring out how we're going to do this and how we're going to implement it, and then trying to come out with a great product. Anyone else have any other thoughts, things they've learned?
So one thing I've really learned when I'm doing Task 7 is about the system requirements. It does branch off from the user requirements, but it does add a little bit more technicality to it. And another thing was, as a computer science major also, like we also think a lot about the solution a lot. And while I was thinking about the system requirements, I kept on also thinking like, how can I do this? How can I do that? But the main thing is to focus on analyzing the problem and figuring out the requirements from that. So that is something I had to really learn and figure out, and not just look at the end product, but more through the process. And the other thing that I learned was using context models. I had never used those before. And so that really helps to identify those subsystems and those components that we will be eventually using for our final product. So those are the things that I learned.
Awesome. Anyone else?
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.